How to start a conversation in English with strangers. Let's talk about something that might make you a little nervous. But trust me, it doesn't have to be. Talking to strangers in English. I know just thinking about it can make your heart race. What if I make a mistake? What if they don't understand me? What if I embarrass myself? Sound familiar? But here's the truth. Every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker had a moment where they felt unsure. The difference between them and where you are now. They took that first step. And that's what we're going to do today. Imagine this. You're in a coffee shop waiting for your order and there's someone next to you. Instead of just looking at your phone, you take a deep breath and say, "Hey, this place has great coffee, doesn't it?" Simple, right? That's all it takes. One small sentence. One small effort to connect. Now you might be thinking, but what if I don't say it perfectly? Let me ask you this. When a foreigner speaks your language, do you judge them for small mistakes? No, right? You appreciate the effort. And that's exactly how people feel when they hear you speaking English. They don't care about perfection. They care about connection. So, how do you make starting a conversation easier? First, have a few go-to questions or comments ready. Things like, "Hey, this is a nice place. Do you come here often? I love your jacket. Where did you get it? It's a beautiful day today, isn't it?" See, you're not giving a speech. You're just opening a door. Second, smile. Smile is universal. It makes people feel comfortable. Even before you say a word, it shows you're friendly and open to conversation. And third, remind yourself mistakes are part of the process. Every time you try, you get better. Every awkward moment teaches you something. Every small conversation builds your confidence. Now tell me what's stopping you from trying today. Get it? That little voice in your head still says, "What if I freeze? What if I forget a word?" Let's deal with that right now. Here's a secret. Confidence doesn't come before action. Comes from action. Think about learning to ride a bike. You didn't feel confident before you tried, right? You felt confident after you practiced. Speaking English is the same. You don't wait until you feel ready. You start and the confidence follows. So let's make this even easier. What if I told you that most conversations follow a simple pattern? Step 1, the opening. You start with a comment or a question. Maybe something about the weather, the place you're in, or even a simple, "Hey, how's your day going?" The key is to make it light and natural. Step 2, the follow-up. After they respond, show interest. If they say, "I'm doing great," don't stop there. Ask something like, "Oh, that's awesome. What's been the best part of your day so far?" This keeps the conversation flowing. Step 3, the connection. Find something in common. Maybe they mention they love coffee and you do too. Maybe they're visiting your city and you can share a fun tip. This is where real conversations happen. And guess what? If the conversation doesn't go far, that's okay. Not every chat needs to be long. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to practice. So here's your challenge. The next time you're in a public place, try one small interaction. Even if it's just saying, "Nice weather today, right?" To a stranger, that tiny step is a victory. Now tell me, what's one situation where you could try this? I love that you're still here because it means you're ready to break through your fear. Now let's talk about something important. What if the conversation doesn't go as planned? Maybe you say something and the person just smiles but doesn't really respond. Maybe they answer, but the conversation dies quickly. Maybe you forget a word and feel stuck. Let me tell you something powerful. None of that means you failed. Think about this. Have you ever had a moment in your own language where a conversation didn't go anywhere? Of course, it happens to everyone. And when it does, do you overthink it for hours? No. You move on. That's the same attitude you need with English. Now let's handle some of the common fears one by one. Fear 1. What if I forget a word? No problem. Use what you do know. Can't remember the word for umbrella? Say, the thing you use when it rains. English speakers do this all the time too. It's not about having a perfect vocabulary. It's about being resourceful. Fear 2. What if I don't understand what they say? This happens and it's totally fine. Instead of panicking, just say, "Sorry, could you say that again? I'm learning English. Can you repeat that a little slower?" Most people will be happy to help. Fear 3. What if they're not interested in talking? That's not your problem. Some people just aren't in the mood to chat, and that's okay. You tried, and that alone is progress. Just move on to the next opportunity. Here's what I want you to remember. Every conversation, no matter how short, makes you stronger. Even a simple hello is a step forward. So here's your next challenge. The next time you go out, make one small effort to speak. Maybe it's asking for directions, making a comment in line at a store, or just greeting someone. It doesn't matter how small. What matters is that you do it. Are you ready to take that step? That's the spirit. You're already shifting your mindset. You're not just thinking about speaking. You're preparing to take action. And that's where real change happens. Now let's take this to the next level. Imagine you've started a conversation. You said something like, "This cafe has great coffee, doesn't it?" And guess what? The person responds, "Now what?" This is where most people panic. What do I say next? How do I keep this going? Don't worry. I've got you covered. Let's talk about keeping a conversation flowing naturally. One of the best tricks. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of, "Do you like this place?" Yes or no answer. Why? What's your favorite thing about this place? Encourages a longer response. Instead of, "Do you work nearby?" Yes or no answer. Why? What do you do for work? Opens up a conversation. See the difference? Open-ended questions invite the other person to share more, and that makes everything easier. Another great tool. React to what they say. If they say, "I just moved here," don't just nod, respond. "Oh, really? Where did you move from? That's exciting. What do you think of this city so far?" The key is to show genuine curiosity. People love talking about themselves, and when you listen with interest, the conversation keeps going. But let's say things start slowing down. What then? No problem. Just have a few safe topics in mind. Here are some easy ones. Travel. Have you been anywhere interesting recently? Food. I love trying new restaurants. Any recommendations? Movies/shows. Have you seen anything good lately? Simple, right? You're not trying to be the most interesting person in the world. You're just creating space for conversation. So here's your next challenge. Not only start a conversation but try to keep it going for at least a few exchanges. Just one back and forth interaction is already a win. Now tell me, what's one question you could use to keep a conversation going? That's it. You're getting the mindset, the tools, and the confidence to make conversations happen. Now let's talk about something that will take your skills even further. Making a great impression. Think about the people you enjoy talking to. What makes them stand out? It's not just what they say, it's how they say it. Here are 3 simple ways to make people enjoy talking to you. 1. Speak with energy and positivity. Imagine someone asks, "How's your day going?" And you respond in a dull voice, "It's okay." The conversation dies instantly. Now imagine you say, "It's going great. I just found this amazing cafe. Have you been here before?" See the difference? Energy is contagious. When you bring excitement, people respond with the same. 2. Use their name. People love hearing their own name. If they introduce themselves, use it in the conversation. "Nice to meet you, Sarah. So, Sarah, what do you do for fun?" It makes the interaction feel more personal and memorable. 3. End on a good note. Not every conversation needs to be long. Sometimes you'll talk for just a few minutes. The key is to leave a positive impression. Instead of just walking away, say something like, "It was really nice talking to you. Hope you have a great day. I enjoyed our chat. Maybe I'll see you around." This small effort makes people remember you in a good way. Now let's turn this into action. The next time you start a conversation, focus on energy, using the person's name, and ending on a high note. Are you ready for this? What's one way you can add more energy to your conversations? You've made it this far, and that means you're serious about improving. That's powerful. Now, let's talk about something that will help you in any conversation. Body language and nonverbal communication. Did you know that over 50% of communication is not about words? The way you move, look, and react plays a huge role in how people feel when they talk to you. Here are 3 simple body language tips that will make you a better communicator instantly. 1. Maintain eye contact. Imagine talking to someone who keeps looking at their phone or the floor. Feels weird, right? Now imagine someone looking at you with interest while you talk. Feels good. Eye contact shows confidence and respect. You don't have to stare. Just look at the person naturally when they speak. 2. Open body language. Crossed arms or looking away can make you seem closed off. Instead, relax your shoulders, keep your hands visible, and slightly lean in when the other person is talking. This makes you look more approachable and engaged. 3. Smile and nod. A simple smile can make people feel comfortable instantly. And nodding while someone talks shows that you're listening. It encourages them to keep going and makes the conversation flow more smoothly. Now here's a quick exercise for you. The next time you're talking to someone, even in your own language, focus on eye contact, open body language, and smiling. See how the conversation feels different. Are you ready to test this out? What's one body language habit you think you can improve today? You're really stepping up your game, and I love that. Now, let's talk about something that can make your conversations feel even more natural. Mirroring and adapting to the other person's style. Have you ever noticed how close friends sometimes talk in a similar way? They might use the same expressions, gestures, or even laugh in the same style. That's because people naturally connect with those who reflect their energy. And guess what? You can use this on purpose to make people feel comfortable around you. Here's how. 1. Match their energy. If someone is excited and talks fast, pick up your energy a little. If they're calm and speak slowly, do the same. This doesn't mean copying them exactly. Just adjusting slightly so the conversation feels balanced. 2. Use similar expressions. If they say, "That's awesome," you can say, "Yeah, that's awesome," instead of, "That is very good." It makes the conversation flow more naturally. 3. Adapt your volume and speed. Some people are loud and expressive. Others are quiet and reserved. If you're too different from them, it can feel awkward. So, pay attention and adjust slightly to make the conversation smoother. The key here is subtlety. You don't want to force it. Just make small adjustments so the other person feels like they're talking to someone who gets them. So here's your challenge. The next time you talk to someone in English, pay attention to their energy, words, and tone. Try to match them just a little and see what happens. What's one thing you can try mirroring in your next conversation? You're building real conversation skills now. You're not just speaking, you're connecting. And that's what truly makes conversations enjoyable. Now let's talk about how to gracefully exit a conversation. Not every conversation will last forever, and that's okay. But a lot of people struggle with how to end a chat without it feeling awkward. The good news. There's a simple way to do it smoothly. 3 easy ways to end a conversation naturally. 1. Show appreciation and wrap it up. Before leaving, acknowledge the person and the conversation. This makes the ending feel warm and natural. It was great talking to you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I really enjoyed our chat. Maybe we'll run into each other again. 2. Use a reason to leave. You don't need a big reason. Just a simple excuse works. "Well, I have to go meet a friend now, but it was really nice talking to you. I should get going, but I enjoyed our conversation. Have a good one." 3. Leave the door open if you want to talk again. If you had a great conversation and want to stay in touch, you can say, "I'd love to continue this chat sometime. Are you on social media? This was really fun. Maybe we'll see each other here again." This way, you're ending on a positive note, and if there's a chance for another conversation in the future, you've left the possibility open. Your next challenge. The next time you have a conversation, whether in English or your own language, practice ending it smoothly. Try one of these strategies and see how it feels. What's one way you can naturally exit a conversation? You've come so far. You're not just learning how to start conversations. You're mastering the entire process. Starting, maintaining, and ending conversations with confidence. That's a huge achievement. Now let's talk about what to do when a conversation doesn't go as planned. Not every interaction will be smooth. Sometimes you might face challenges like the other person gives short answers. You forget a word and don't know how to continue. The conversation feels awkward or forced. But don't worry. These moments are completely normal. Here's how to handle them like a pro. 1. If they give short answers. Some people aren't big talkers, or maybe they're just not in the mood to chat. Instead of giving up, try this. Ask follow-up questions. If they say, "I work in marketing," respond with, "Oh, cool. What kind of projects do you work on?" Share something about yourself. If they say, "I like music," instead of just saying, "Oh, nice," you can add, "Me too. I've been listening to a lot of artists. Do you have a favorite?" 2. If you forget a word. It happens to everyone, even fluent speakers. The key is not to freeze. Instead, explain it another way. If you forget the word umbrella, you can say, "It's something you use when it rains." Use gestures. Point, act it out, or describe it with your hands. Stay calm. People will usually understand and might even help you find the word. 3. If the conversation feels awkward. Sometimes a conversation just doesn't flow. That's okay. Smile and relax. A lot of awkwardness comes from overthinking. Change the topic. If one subject isn't working, switch to another. Know when to exit. If it's not going anywhere, use one of the exit strategies we talked about earlier. The mindset shift. Here's something important to remember. Not every conversation needs to be perfect. Even native speakers have awkward moments. What matters is that you keep trying, learning, and improving. So, the next time a conversation doesn't go as planned, don't see it as a failure. See it as practice. What's one situation that makes you nervous when speaking in English? And how do you think you can handle it better next time?